And now it says I can go live. Are we live? It says we are live. Who knows? Right, close that down. Excuse me while I pick my nose. Right. Don't touch anything, Andy. It might break. Evening. Happy Friday to you all. For those of you that are in lockdown, have been for about a fortnight. Yes, it is Friday. I'm pretty sure it says it's Friday. Welcome to episode 2 of Andy's Take, where I edit your images rather than just my own. So if I am coming through loud and clear, or at least kind of clear, do let me know in chat. Should be on the right hand side. Hi Jerome, good to see you, and you are in luck because I am editing your image tonight. Hi Peter, good to see you. Have you commandeered the TV again, Andrew? Really? Your poor kids, unless they're away playing Xbox somewhere else or something. Right, tonight, obviously going to do some more editing, and obviously it's not going to be my stuff. Does that sound alright? Better sound, is that because I moved the microphone across? I'd forgot I'd left it over there. Hi John as well. I think we're all passing our time going through the archives, or at least I will be once. Well, now that the one job I had to do when all this kicked off, I have finally finished it after 3 weeks of arsing around. Couldn't face doing it. So yeah. Hi Megan, by the way. Sounds fine. Right. So yeah. Next week's job is probably to go through the archive at some stage. So tonight, I'm not sure what images I'm going to do, but thank you very much to everybody that's submitted them. I got a good raft after last week's episode, so we've got some from our friend David Byrne, who probably isn't online tonight. And he's actually sent us some from the first time I came across him, all the way back in 2014, I think it was. And it happened to be the same day I met Greg Whitten for the first time as well. So he sent us a few from that morning and said I'm a blurry mess in one of them. So yes, right. And he's also sent us some stuff from various parts of the pier at Amble, and he sent us some ICM stuff. I've still got a rake of Ian Burton's images to look at. I've got one from Jerome to look at. And Ozzy Osborne, that is usually in our chat. Actually, his missus sent one in as well. Oh yes, it is. And his good lady wife sent one in as well. So got a load of ICM stuff from Ozzy. One for a nighttime shot from Alison, if we get to it. But just like last week, where Paul dropped a woodland shot on me to play with, tonight I'm going to start with a woodland shot. Actually, I'm going to close that one down because I don't need that. Don't press any wrong buttons, Andy. I've got everything out I don't need closed down. Hi Tomek, good to see you. Ooh, is it going to be off the Hasselblad, Andrew? Will my PC cope with it? Be interesting to play with one of your Hasselblad images. Right. Do some screen sharing, Andy. Might be a help. Right. So this is one of David's. I'm not going to do this one yet. Hi Tina. I'm going to do Jerome's image first. Have a look at it. So, in this, I had a sneaky look at before, it's off a Canon 5D Mark IV. I don't think I've played with a Canon 5D Mark IV shot, but on close inspection, I don't know what it is about the Canon files. My M50 is a bit on the noisy side, and this one has that look about it as well. But anyways, evening Paul, good to see you. Right, so yes, when you say playing, Andrew, I hope you mean editing an image. Right, more tea, Vicar. Try not to dribble it everywhere, Andy. Right, so we've got Jerome's shot of this lane. Some lovely trees. So it's quite dark, so what we're going to do with this one, let's sort out the lens corrections to see what it does. It's kind of opened it out a bit. I do feel that portrait shots, with a personal opinion, portrait shots with the modern crops, basically a 2x3 crop, they are very dull. So again, like last week, where I started the image with a crop, whereas usually I finish the image with a crop, I'm looking at a crop now. Now, do I get, I think maybe something about that, because I quite like that little batch of leaves there, but hopefully it doesn't distract. That's the only thing I'm kind of half worried about. So maybe about there. I probably will tighten in a little bit further. Let's actually get rid of those constrained aspect ratios. Bring them in. Will I bug anybody too much that that lane is not right bang in the middle? Yeah, it's bugging me already. Yeah, let's pull that back out over there. Right. So, woodland again. You meanies. I know this isn't exactly woodland, but it's trees. Yeah, let's forget about playing around with the vignetting. Shut up, phone. So let's get the detail, increase some sharpening. So I did think it was a little bit, I'm saying a little bit soft. I don't know whether I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to raw and raw captured data. It just seems a bit soft, even though it's an L lens, shot with an L lens. That's just maybe me. Right, what else can we do? Obviously it's quite dark in here, so let us go color space. Let's go landscape. That did absolutely nothing. Auto, let's just warms it up just a little bit. That's nice. Off auto. Let's change it up there. Cloudy's maybe a bit too much. I am not Mark Littlejohn. Let's stick it on auto and we can change things up a little bit more. F4, Jerome, sorry. I must admit, I didn't look at that detail. So I did notice it was ISO 400 though. So anyways, nice little shot. So I'm going to add a bit of contrast down here just to liven this up a bit. Now I don't want to go, I don't automatically pull all the shadows out because that will just make it look very flat. I do want quite a bit, you know, a good tonality change. Well, I used to think the same thing, Tomek, and then I started using my phone for stuff, and it's more of a faff turning it around. Especially when the start button's there, whereas you'd have to go two-handed and anyway. Right. So, and dial back on the brightness in the sky a bit. To put a radial filter on there. Let's just got a little bit of yellow in the temperature and brighten the exposure up a bit. Narrow that down. A few sliders, one by one. God, this will be another file that makes my computer suffer. All these new modern cameras with their high detail, big file sizes. Right. I'm going to go back to that radial filter, and I'm going to increase the texture. Want them leaves and a bit of clarity. Not that much clarity, just a little bit, just so we can feel that texture in there. That should give us all a little bit more sharpness. Yeah, I think so. Lovely. Right. Brindley. Very nice. Right. Well, I did say before I am not Mark Littlejohn, but I am just going to play around with these greens a little bit, because we're looking very green. I'm just going to add in a little bit more yellow to them. Hi Ozzy, good to see you. Put in another. And dial back on the exposure. Yes, we're going to add in that yellow tint on, or yellow temperature on there. We're adding a little bit of haze in the background. It is woodland, everybody likes a little bit of haze. Something like that. Did I get rid of the diffringing? Yes, I did. Just look a little bit of magenta up in here in these details. I think that's maybe just with the crushing all the data down onto the screen here. So let us go for a split tuning. Go for the Littlejohn effect. So, highlights. I'm going to do highlights first, because they're the bits that are really dominating. Yeah, I think it will be Jerome. Without width. Shadows, I'm just going to increase that into there. And again, kind of the yellow side of the fence, I think. Just playing. Actually, I think around them kind of yellows were probably better, I think, but with just a touch. Very small amount. No blend if when we're in Lightroom though, Peter. I ain't going into Photoshop yet. Don't think I need to with this image. Right, back to basic. Pull down on them highlights a little bit more. Another radial filter. Just playing around because obviously it's a woodland shot. I've got no idea how to do woodland images. Should get Neil Burnell on here. He's probably got a one-click preset to do it all. So is that better in there? I think that magenta is just bugging us because it's enhanced when you zoom out. So it's freezing rain, that's not good, Peter. Right. I don't know if there's much more I would do with this. Maybe just work this area a little bit more, so another radial filter in there, but I'm gonna use the range mask feature just to see what effect that'll have. Dialing it back a little bit. So Peter, you may be getting your thing because this range mask stuff is kind of like blend if. Turn it black and white. Come on, computer. You're a who's here. Can everybody stop sending me big files? Texture a touch. Have I overdone? I think I've overdone it now. Have I over edited it? Right. I think I better stop on that one before I get too far in. Tina, like everything else I do, I just play around with it until it looks reasonable. I'm not one of these mad scientist guys that'll know what to do depending on the starting colour. I just go in and play around with the sliders until the one thing I do is hold down Alt, and then that gives you like 100% saturation on it, and then drag it across, let go, and then use this saturation slider just to ease it in. So there you go. Right, how do we do the compare thing again? Oh, that one, isn't it? No, that's not the compare thing. I've forgotten how it works. Unselect that one. No. Somebody would teach me how to use Photoshop. Lightroom would be a great help. It's this one, isn't it? It's when you're in the develop module. That's when it is. So there's the two versions. I'm not convinced I've done it justice because I'm no woodland photographer, and therefore I don't do woodland processing either. Hi Kangaboo. Peter, you've done well tracing it back that far. Right, so that is one down. Probably unsuccessfully. Alright, what next? Another quick one, I think. Well, I'm saying quick one, that one's taken 20 odd minutes. One of Mr. Burton's from last week. This one should be dead easy, nice, foggy, misty scene. We've got some lovely little zigzaggy patterns in the hills there. Immediately I'm thinking a square crop, and again I'm cropping before I start. Don't usually do that. Get them zigzags into the middle. Do I bring that down? No, I'll leave that up there. At least with this I can go to 4x5 if I want to, or decide to. Alright then, let's get rid of this fog. No, just going to increase the clarity a bit. I just want to be able to see those, see them hills with a bit more definition. Kind of go in thirds, so you've got like a bottom third, and then you've got a middle third of where this block is, and then this top third as well. You know, if you think of the Rothko paintings where he'd just blocks of colour or whatever he did, you know, blocks of paint like black, and then maybe a strip of white, and then more black, or slightly off black, or a block of red and then a block of black. Kind of think of it like that. Yeah, very good. But yeah, I think the furthest I got back with my lot was the late 1700s, back to Ireland. That's only on one side of the family. But everybody came from Ireland in the 1850s because of the potato famine. Right, I'm going to go for black and white in this shot. Why does it look terrible on my screen? It looks yellow. Black and white. So the yellow stuff I want to do increase. So increasing the orange so it picks up as much as them lines as it can. There's not much colour otherwise. Actually, pulling in that aqua, you can just see that line across there a little bit better. Dial it back so it's not too apparent, because it might just spoil the stepping of it all. Obviously, that's the blue in the cloudage is the dominant colour there. So that's about there. Back to the basic module. Tone curve. Just going to darken this down quite a lot. That far with that vignette, soften that a bit. Right, so that's a fairly straightforward image. I'm just gonna flatten out some of that noise. Probably an older image. I'm not sure what the settings were. ISO 320. So yeah, right. So before and after. Yeah. It definitely needed to go black and white for me. It's just whether I've done it justice. Maybe if I just drag a radial filter across the middle of there, take off that exposure and that yellow. Well, the yellow could stay because that's affecting how the black and white's been processed. A bit more contrast on it. Increase the highlights. Just a touch on the whites. Drag that. Come on, computer, catch up. Weird pace. Is it unreal? Right, I think that's maybe better. Brought a little bit more of the highlight there. Nah, I just like straight black and white. Never mind this warmth. I'm editing. Actually, I think if I could, I would probably go with an even harder contrast in here, because it just, I know there's cloud, like you can see this piece of cloud here, but it feels like you could get a lot more grit and crunch in that bottom there. Right, that's that one. Let us go for one of David's. Do I go for that one? I shot one. I've shot nearly this exact scene myself, probably the same morning. So right, let's do this. Increase the detail because I think it's a little bit squishy. Yes, it's a little bit squishy. F29, what the hell was he shooting? My word. Lens corrections, sort out. So that's opened that out a bit. There's a bit more reflection in there now. Hi, David. Good to see you, sir. You timed that one beautifully, didn't you? Right then, let's brighten that up. Forget about that yellow though, it's always being put in. Yeah, a lot more exposure into there. Let's lift it a little bit further through the scene. There we go. Get that blue a little deeper, so it contrasts against that just touching yellow of the underside of them clouds. Oh, detail. Landscape. Auto. Might have to undo those colour adjustments now. Daylight. Not daylight. Although I did add all that blue in, didn't I? Undo those instruments, Andy. Still very blue. Yeah, lots of us didn't have a clue back then, David. That's for certain. Me included. Right, let's start on with getting some of this. Oh, whatever. It's very yellow. Maybe you were using some kind of filter, David. Right, contrast. I think we're going to probably go for a graduated filter across the sky to darken that down. God damn it. Get some colour in there. Right, I'm going to soften that out a little bit more. A radial filter across the middle. Oh, lighting up that castle beautifully. It is morning, so a little bit more contrast, so it's not too. If we zoom in, if it'll let us zoom in, obviously the sun's hitting the ends of that, and everything else is in shadow, so we can't go too mad on it. We do want that contrast there. Bring the blacks down a little bit. Done that. I think we'll put a little radial filter on there. Get rid of that bloody yellow, it's driving me insane. Pick that green. Really highlight that mossy stuff. Make that shape closer to the shape of the wreck, the rib of the wreck. I think it's a rib. You can see there. Just bring that one over there, so it's doing the same to the moss on that one and that one. So just holding down Control and Alt And just bringing them all across there. Done. So really making that green pop. It's a little bit muddy on there as I'm zoomed in, but I think it'll do for this. Maybe if I'm tempted to take this one into Photoshop and do a little bit more. Just make it pop that little bit more. Right, into Photoshop. I'm going to run this through the Color Efex Pro, because that can make a really go nice. So Color Efex Pro, there we go. Into there. Phone, shut up. Right. Waiting on this. Slow machine as usual. So slow. Right, we do not need mist. Right, favourites. Let us move that across there. Contrast colour range. Yeah, so maybe that one. Dial that back a touch. It's not doing much. Add a filter back. Right. Wow, no, that's the wrong filter. Landscape. The skylight filter is the one I'm looking for. Subtle addition of some warmth. As you can see, just a wee bit of a warming it up, but we will dial that back to just a few percent. Or turn that effect on and off. Just adding that warm morning glow a little bit better. There's more options here. Cool colour. I think that's fine on them. I used to use this a lot. Pro contrast, that was always good. Right, I'll send that back into Photoshop. I think I've probably overdone this. By a long way, I think. It's like, calm down, Andy. Yeah, completely screwed it up. Well, that's all right. We can use part of it and just dial that the opacity of that layer. Dial it back quite a bit, so maybe 25%, something like that. So just subtly added in a little bit of it. Yeah, right, let's just save this back in the Lightroom. Don't mention that man's name in this stream, although I was thinking it. That's saved. Yeah, that's the edit. Let us just... salvage it by bringing all that back. Not really. Although the image I made this morning, the colours that were in my image weren't in the yes, Peter, I have some of Ozzy's ICM files to do with the next shot. Whoa, don't over thingy over there. Right, let's just go back to this original one. Yeah, I did cock it up by going into Photoshop, didn't I? As you can see, just overly added in too much of that morning warmth. And now that's a little bit too cool. So I'll just reset that one. Then we can do the side-by-side comparison. In the library module. So there you go, there's the side-by-side. Let's not go 15 gigabytes, Peter. Let's stick to send me 5. Don't do what Ozzy did and send me 40. But yeah, pick out 5 and you can send us that. Right, yeah. So there's the difference. I think I did over egg the colour, but that's easy done. Right. Right, so my ICM. So Ozzy sent me a load of images. So some nice shape. Some of these. But by all the ones you sent, Ozzy, you give me some choices. Let's just turn that one around. Alright, well, yeah, definitely going to go with this bandstand. I presume it's a bandstand. So I'm thinking that one, that one. That one. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. Right, there's a few. So I've got that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah. Right then. So we got these up. So I did pick 5, yes. As usual, I pick 5. The lens corrections as normal. I'm thinking a lot of contrast here. Bring down them blacks, not that far. Just trying to darken these woods down as much as possible, so you can maybe catch a little bit of tree. Well, seeing what we could maybe get something a little bit daft out of this. So you know, going to the fluorescent on the white balance, because of this blue that might work in, gives it a little bit more of a colour palette to twiddle around with. I'll drop the clarity just so it softens that off a little bit. Yeah, leave the texture as it was. Yeah, leave that as well. Alright, so it's just playing around. That's just playing around. Right, I'm just going to sync. No, I'm not going to sync all them across yet. I'll just play around with some of these colours. Yeah. Stick with that. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with that, sync them across, whack them into Photoshop. Close down David's shop. It'll slow things down a little bit. Just 20 past 8. So this one might be a quick one. Might be. See if it comes together. So slow. Yeah. Frames dropping massively. I think the computer's whirring a little bit harder as it struggles to work through it all. Let me shut that down. Right, blend these together. Ooh, funny shapes. For lighting, maybe it's a bit too light. Soft light. Take that one out. I think that one actually needs to stay in because it keeps that shape. I think this layer, I'm just going to reduce the opacity a little bit there. Don't want to reduce that too much. Actually, I don't think that curves layer is needed. Do we go for red? I mean, I've done so much red recently, it's unreal. Actually, I think if we stick to that blue, then you still get the feeling that that bandstand or whatever it is, or seat, something in a park anyway, it is actually white. I have no idea what this is going to turn out like, but make a new layer and reduce that opacity to about 30. So you can dull it down a bit. I'm going to mask that off. Get the eraser, increase that, make it fatter, just lighten this up a bit. My paintbrush is half an hour behind my mouse. That'll do. Yeah, so try another layer actually. Free transform, that's what I was after. Last week I turned it upside down and it worked. This one's not going to. Although it could, if you look for something abstract like that. Actually, it may work like that. Depends what you're into, really. If you're into the abstract kind of stuff, then great. If not, Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Film that, let it render. I was thinking Rivendell. Or was it Lothlorien where the bluer tones? Because Rivendell was very, very colourful, but Lothlorien was very blue. I think, but then again, that might have been because they were there at night. I'm not sure. What am I doing? Levels. I'm just playing around with sliders, as usual. Yeah, playing around with sliders aimlessly. Just flattening out the top of the curve here because some bright spots up in the top, which is kind of distracting me. And it's just a case of getting the rest of the curve right. So looking for it to be I don't want to be going too far like this and making it go a bit dark. I'd rather it have more of a peaceful feeling. So something like that. Yeah, let's go with that. Save this back into Lightroom. I have a feeling it needs another element to it. So whilst it's an interesting subject, the gazebo thing, I almost needed something alongside it. I know in some of the captures there was people in it, but if there was something like I don't know, like a big block of something that could bring another element into another part of the image. I think this image in itself could be something else. The other answer would be to bring in an element from a completely different image in the blending process. So yeah, you've got a few of the gazebo there, and then you just bring in an image of something really random that's got like a strong shape in it, just to see how that comes together with it. Really like what I'm thinking here, everything's very blue, that if you had a big block of red from somewhere, it would be pretty good. So alright, that's that saved. Just close out there, save a little bit of memory. So just gonna bit of a vignette, just to dull down them edges. Wee bit of clarity. Actually, a little bit of dehaze, just to lighten it up a little bit. Of course I want another castle. We all want well, I want castles anyway. Can't get out to sea any though. Bloody virus. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just need a block of something over here. So, yeah, crop time, Jerome, you're right. Ooh, let's just... No. Just hover over various presets to see what effect they have. Some are Doug and Valda's weird and wonderful ones. Yeah. Right, that's how we were. Yeah, cropping. I think a square crop here. Why am I doing lens corrections? I think a square crop. So we've got this nice swirl here on the left. So if that's in frame, so this area here, if that's in frame, we're quite good. Then you've got the gazebo itself on that third line. You know, nothing's dominating the image fully. Let's go with that, see what it looks like with the crop. Just gonna put in a radial filter in the middle. I'm gonna make that long and thin. I'm gonna turn it around so it goes across the image there. No! Bloody computer's slow as a goose. Does sound like my computer's ready to blow up. You've pushed it hard today. Across the bottom there. I'll go just a little bit of light in there. Still can play with tint and stuff if need be. If my computer would catch up with my slider. I'm not even going to bother because it's really depressing me. I meant white. No, that'll do. Yeah, so yeah, nice little square crop there. I think that kind of works. What's it like with detail? You can definitely see the gazebo, Rivendell-y, North Lawren-y type of structure to it. So yeah, I don't mind it. Not my best by a long shot, but yeah. Quite like that one. Do we have time for one more? It's interesting doing Allison's because it looked quick, reasonably quick. This nighttime shot is obviously very, very dark. And it's a street scene, you know, it's a street scene in a country I don't know, but this to me is just pure. It's a black and white shot, high contrast. Bring up the exposure so we can see a little bit more of the image. I think we will crop across there. Interesting Mona Lisa depiction on the wall there, which is very nice. Playing with the temperature slider enhances what colours are more visible. I want to keep that pretty dark. I've got a little bit of pure black. I'm going to switch those on so I can see what is there. I'm putting a gradient across the bottom here, but without any exposure. I want to slap on a load of texture to hit that road so we can see what that is. Done. I'm just going to knock that off temporarily. Curves here, I'm going to lift that out, get off. Lift this bottom corner out to flatten out the blacks. Make it a bit more filmic. That Mona Lisa is very much more apparent now as well, isn't it? So I just want to put in a little bit more exposure in there. Got luminance. It's only hitting the highlights, yeah. Done. What's that in the middle? Kind of sheeting. So yeah, always welcome, mate. The work's dried up, so I'm reasonably cheap at the minute. You're right, a crop. Crop was 4x5 maybe? No. Probably stick by 2x3. We'll just keep that to the edge of there. That little shape there. Head to the right. I'm going to just trim off that. Off that cone. About there. It's not my best. Would like to have. What I would want to make it a little bit more apparent. There's a little bit of light in the sky at the back there, or not. How's the Mona Lisa looking? That's looking all right. Add in a bit of sharpening. That's better. And the effect, I'm going to add in a little bit of grain. A little bit of filmic grain. Because we did lift them blacks out of away from pure black. So a bit of grain in there. Add in just a little bit of text and filmic texture. So, hi Dan, you're late. But you did say that Friday wasn't good for you anyway. So yeah, that's not bad, I think. Just tightened up the composition a little bit. Obviously the Mona Lisa has come away a lot more apparent. Like I say, the one thing I'm half bothered about is that we're losing a lot of, you know, the change from building to sky. But it is night time, so sky is going to be darker. So yeah, that's really a nice shot to play with, that one. I probably could go much more overboard if I wanted to, if I was more inclined, but lovely. Yeah, I think that'll do for this one. Should we do a before and after? I've got that. There you go. There's the before and after. Just turn that off. So in here you couldn't even see the Mona Lisa depiction, so we brought that out. You know, brought out a bit more of the bright, you know, how the light would be casting on the foreground. Yeah. Come out not too bad. Quite happy with them. So what images did we do tonight? I'll just run through them. We did that one. Come on. Alright, we did that one. We did that one of David. We did one of Ian's, that one. And we made that one in Aussies. Is that 4? 5? How many did we do? I've lost track. One of David's, one of Ian's, Alison's, and Aussie's. Jerome's Woodland, well, there. I knew there was 5. God damn it. So let's cycle through them. Alison's, obviously. And come on. Ian's up in the cloud shop. Jerome's Wooded Lane. And Aussie's gazebo. Going abstract. Right then, that will probably do for tonight. So yeah, that'll probably do. Whilst I just load up my browser so I can shut this down. If you've enjoyed this, please do leave a thumbs up or a like or whatever the hell YouTube is these days. If you can do that, that'd be grand. If you've got any images you would like me to process, then please do get in touch and ping them over to us. If you send them via WeTransfer, if you want us to do one shot, as in like a straight normal landscape shot, it is just send one shot, one image by WeTransfer to Northumberland247@hotmail.com. And if you want us to process some ICM for you, then ping over 5 images to the same address. Yeah, I think that's probably about what we can do. Let me get onto here so I can get ready to end the stream without having to talk for half an hour. Come on. So slow, this thing. Right, so yes, that was. I think we are probably. At the minute, I'm going to make these on a Friday night going forward, because although I've got one video to edit together, which I shot weeks ago, I haven't got anything else, and we're not going to be out to make anything else. So it looks like it's going to be live streams for a bit. So yeah, that's the plans going forward. So yeah, I'll be back on. I'll be back on Tuesday night. I'll find some images from somewhere to edit on Tuesday for Tuesday night edits. As for anything else, I don't know. I have a couple of ideas of stuff to shoot, to make videos for. In fact, I even have a list that I wrote out at the beginning of the year of videos to make, and I haven't got around to any of them. So I have stuff on there to work on. So yeah, I'm sure I can keep them coming. It's just in these times I just can't be bothered. You know, this. I think somebody was pushing around an article this week about how being a creative person, you shouldn't need to push ourselves just because we're in this horrible situation where we are stuck at home and we have lots of time on our hands. It doesn't mean to say we have to be productive in it. It just means you've got a chance of actually just taking your time and slowing down and recharging the batteries. Just concentrate on feeding yourself and keeping yourself alive. Don't worry, don't panic about being busy or anything like that. So yeah. So right, that'll probably do. That will do for tonight. So thank you very much for watching. If you have liked it, please do leave a thumbs up on stream. And once we're finished, please do leave a comment because that helps as well get things risen to the top. And yeah, I think that'll probably do. So yeah, stay safe, behave, be kind, wash your hands, do whatever your government tells you you're meant to be doing, and yeah, keep yourselves out of trouble, out of harm's way. Stay inside, it's the best thing to do. And yeah, until the next one, keep hard. See ya.